You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of like Jamel. Chanel, Jamel. That right.
So I just got home. I'm gonna see about this pregnancy test. My period is late. And I took a test, a different one. It came back positive, but it was very faint. So I'm really not sure if it's positive or not. People keep saying to take the Dollar Tree, dollar store pregnancy test. They say that those are extremely accurate. I've never taken one before. If I did, I didn't know I was taking it. But we're gonna see, because I'm just 7 months postpartum. So pray for me. Okay, so this one is showing up as, oh wow, yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, you know, if you can see, it's like a very, very faint second line. So maybe I should give it more time. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna do the other test. I'm gonna do the other test and see. Oh man, no. No, I shouldn't even waste the other test. It's definitely a second line there. It's very faint, but there's a second line, so definitely looking like baby number 2 is on the way. I'm just gonna do the other test just for kicks and giggles, I guess, because this one is showing up, but it's very, very faint. So I'm just gonna follow the instructions. They say to just put they said to put 3 drops of urine in the specimen. Is that what they call it? Specimen? Yeah. Specimen. So I'm just going to do that. And honestly, it did say read it after 3 minutes. Now this first test that I took, I did not wait 3 minutes. I only waited like 30 seconds, if even that. But it definitely showed up as a second line on here. So 2 lines mean positive. Now granted as well, I'm only 2 days late for my period, and usually mine is very like all over the place. Like honestly, my period can be very irregular, but it's usually just like a few days or so. Oh my god. Yeah. Looking prego. This is ghetto. This is very ghetto. I need a house and some Wingstop. Hello. So I wanted to give like a life update. Just tell you guys kind of what's been going on lately since I've had my daughter. I had her 8 months ago. I'm just 8 months postpartum, and I recently found out that I'm pregnant again. Insert sarcasm. I mean, I knew that it was a possibility that I would be getting pregnant just due to the fact that I did not take any birth control or anything like that after the baby. And I had already got my period back. So I knew that, you know, I basically knew what was going on, but I just wasn't expecting it to happen this quickly. But as everyone knows, well, most people know that it's very easy to get pregnant after you had your baby. At first I thought it was just a myth. I thought it was like an old wives' tale. Then I thought about those people that are always like, oh, 2 under 2, I got 2 under 2, this and that. Like, you know, it's very easy to get pregnant. I've heard of people getting pregnant at their 6-week checkup. Like, they find out that they're pregnant then. That right there, I don't know how people do that. I have no idea, but I'm like, that's on them. More power to them. There's people who have a hard time getting pregnant, or there's people who can't carry babies, whatever the case is. So I just remember, I just always have to remind myself that I still am blessed no matter what, and I can't be upset about stuff that happens naturally. So I guess I can go on to tell you like how it happened. So on the 22nd of was it May 22nd was my last period, and it lasts about 5 days or so. So June 22nd came around, and I was like, okay, I'll just give it a day or two, no big deal, whatever. I'm pretty sure it never comes on the same day anyway, so I'm like, whatever, it's fine. So May 24th comes around, and I was just like, I really wanted to work out more, because I was like, I'm tired of like this weight gain, because I gained weight after the baby. Like, I lost the baby weight, then gained it back over time, because I wasn't working out like I should have. I wasn't eating how I should have. I was eating like I didn't have no sense, nothing like that. So I just was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do an intense workout. Me and my husband, we took the baby, we went to a park, and we did 800 jump ropes. And that was not easy. I was sweating. I don't think I've ever sweated that much in my life. I kid you not. I don't think I've ever sweated that much in my life. So we do our workout, we get home, and I make some food, which I actually, the food that I made, I actually decided to put a TikTok up, because I really wanted to get more into social media, into like vlogging and posting recipes, because I cook a lot. So I want people to see my recipes, you know? So I go and post that. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just take a pregnancy test. I'm 2 days late, but I mean, my period can be iffy. Like, sometimes it can come 3 days later. Sometimes it can come 2 days after the last date. So I'm not really too crazy. It doesn't come on the exact date every month. So I'm fine with that. So I go to take the test, and I look, and it's one of those that has the cross. If it's a cross, it's positive. So I see the first line go through, and it's dark. So I'm like, oh, I'm good. What the heck? I'm great. It's fine. And then I finish my business in the bathroom. And then I look back again, like I stand up and look back, and I see another line, and I'm like, wait a second. Wait, hold on. So I'm here shaking, like I'm literally shaking, because I'm like, I just wasn't expecting this. Even though I knew it was a possibility, I wasn't expecting it. So I just get up, I go, my husband, he's sleeping on the couch, and then my daughter, she's up, she's watching TV. She has no idea what's going on. She has no idea what's about to happen. So he tells me, turn off the light over there. I'm trying to sleep. And I ignored that, and I'm just like holding the test, shaking my hand, and then he jumps up. This dude jumps up. I knew it, praise ya. Oh, I'm so happy, yay. Like, he's super, super excited. Meanwhile, I'm shaking, because I'm just thinking about, I guess I just had a flashback of birth and how painful that was. So even though it's like a long way down, it's still, you know, like, it's still a little fresh in my head, because it just happened 8 months ago. Like, let's be for real here. So I just decided to take myself into the room and just relax for a little bit. I had to breathe in, breathe out. He's telling me everything's going to be okay. I know everything's going to be okay. I just have to be dramatic first. You know, am I the only one? Like, let me know if you be having to be dramatic first. Put it down there. Put it in the comments if it's true. So I just got myself together, and I was like, I'm not even mad, I'm not upset, I'm actually excited, but I just wasn't expecting it to happen this quickly. So I did have some warning signs though that I am pregnant, because I started to notice that, like, I would be trying to brush my teeth and I'm over here gagging, and the only time I gag when I brush my teeth is when I'm pregnant. I've only been pregnant once, but that's really the only issue that I would have, would be I'm trying to brush my teeth, and the next thing you know, like, I can't brush it. And then, like, around that same time, I was just sitting on the couch, and then I just get this extremely bad taste in my mouth out of nowhere. It's like, I don't even know what the taste is, but it just makes me feel sick. It makes me want to gag. So I get up and I'm like, I gotta go brush my teeth. Like, I can't, like, I don't know what the heck is going on, but like, I need to get this taste out my mouth. So I brush my teeth, floss, mouthwash, and all that. And it makes me feel a little bit better, even though I still feel a little bit queasy. And then another thing that I had was literally, I'm getting in the shower. Every time I would get in the shower, for some reason, I would have like odorless, colorless discharge. And it would just be like very clear. It's just once I'm in the shower, like that's literally what's happening. I don't know why. So I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I literally just have to, you know, clean up. Obviously I'm in the shower anyway, but it was just like more discharge coming out. So I'm like, okay, like I didn't really think much of it because I don't remember this happening last year. Yeah, this was last year. I don't remember this happening last year. Last year around March is when I found out I was pregnant. I don't remember any of that. So I just didn't think anything of it. My other issue was that I was sleepy all the time. It was like no matter what I did, no matter what I drank, no matter what amount of coffee I had, whatever the case is, I would still be exhausted. I would wake up exhausted. And then I was having a hard time even falling asleep. I'm just like, I can't freaking sleep for anything. Like nothing is really helping me fall asleep. And then I'm thinking of my daughter because like she'll be able to take her naps throughout the day. But once she's taking her nap, like I don't feel like I can just relax with her. Like I'm like, I got other stuff I have to be doing too. Like I have to clean up, I have to do this, I have to do some laundry, I have to get certain stuff together. I'm not really feeling like I'm having time. I'm just feeling extremely overwhelmed, extremely anxious. And I don't like to say that I'm anxious. I don't like saying that I feel anxious, but that's really how it was. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, so shortly after I found out I was pregnant, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to take another test. Like, what if these are wrong, whatever the case is. So I go and get the Dollar Tree test, and I actually recorded that. So I'm going to put that in right here, that moment that I did another test to see. So my next thing that I needed to do was get confirmation from the doctor, because as you can see in the video that I added, and honestly, that was too before I locked my hair. I decided to lock my hair after. Only 1 week locked, but hey, it's showing, you know, a little progress. I got a little hang time. I just got lots of like it just grew out a lot. So anyway, I had to set up a doctor's appointment so that they can give me a blood test to confirm that I'm pregnant, because you know about false positives, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I just have to make sure, because I told my family, they did not believe me. They were like, you need to just go get a blood test. I don't know, you gotta, I'm not sure about all that. So I was like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna do it regardless, not because y'all said it, but I'm gonna do it regardless. But I'm pretty sure if your pregnancy test has even a faint line, you are pregnant. Like there's no way around it. That's just how updated pregnancy tests are these days. So it was literally like going through hell and back to try to even get a doctor's appointment for a blood test. But I finally managed to set one up, and it was with a new doctor, because the doctor I had, very hard to get in touch with, very hard to schedule an appointment with. Like they don't have appointments till freaking September. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to find out as soon as possible, because if I am pregnant, I can't drink anymore. I can't have my bottle of wine, and that's a problem. That right there itself is a problem. So I'm like, okay, finally able to get in. And then I took it. I was like, they told me actually, they said, oh, you're actually going to be the last person for the lab today. Like the lab is actually closing. So normally, like the lab results will come back like almost right away for a blood test. Because I remember the last year when I took it, my doctor said, like, she left out after she drew my blood, she came back in, and then she told me that it was confirmed I was pregnant. I'm like, okay, cool. So this time I had to wait till the next morning, and it was like 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Because I kept waking up to check my chart. I kept waking up to check, because I'm like, okay, is it there? Is it there? Like, again, anxious, extremely anxious. Even though I knew that I still wanted confirmation. So 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock rolls around, I see that it's available, and it says positive, definitely pregnant. I'm like, okay, so now it's time to just get in mode. I have to eat better this pregnancy. I can't eat too much. I have to work out. I have to exercise. I have to move around. I can't be a sitting duck, nothing like that, which I wasn't even like that with my other pregnancy, but I was still working. Like right now I'm not working. So I was like, okay, you really have to get in mode. Like you're going to have 2 kids. Any little crybaby stuff that you tried to use before, it is not going to work now. Like you really have to step up. I stepped up with my daughter, obviously, but like now having 2 kids and having to take care of her and then myself, my household, all of that, along with the day has finally came at last. So I have another update. I am currently 15 weeks pregnant. Tomorrow I'll be 16 weeks pregnant. And I will finally be able to get to a OBGYN appointment. No one, literally nobody would take me until September. And when I was getting the appointments, like they were saying, oh, September this, September that. And I'm like, is there anything sooner? Because like I found out I was pregnant literally the day that my period was supposed to come. Like, so I've been waiting literally since June for an appointment, knowing that I'm pregnant, knowing that I'm not getting any prenatal care. And I just really had to like take it upon myself to do what I had to do to remain healthy and whatnot. Because I mean, yeah, I was pregnant just last year, so it's all like still a little bit fresh, but at the same time it's not, because I've been having way different symptoms this time around than last time. Some were alarming, some were concerning, but I'm just glad that I finally made it through to reach my freaking appointment, and my appointment is tomorrow, September 11th, and I'll be getting an ultrasound first. Yay, because guess what happens at the ultrasound? Since I'm 16 weeks, I can see the gender. I'm so excited. I am so excited to finally be able to know what on earth, what in the world is in this belly right here, because I'm like, I do not know. I have no idea. I just know that my symptoms are way different this time around than last time. It's either that or maybe I just really don't remember what was going on last year. Like I don't remember, maybe. But honestly, I do feel like it's way different this time around. I'm showing already. I've been showing since like, oh my God. I kid you not, I've been showing for like 2 months already. Like you could literally tell. Well, it would depend on what I wear, but I did read and hear from other moms that you do show sooner with your second. Like for the most part, some people show sooner with their second. I can't say everybody because, you know, everybody's different. Some people don't show at all, whatever the case is. But I was showing very soon. I was getting pregnancy symptoms very, very soon. I had a lot of issues, and I will touch on that later. But right now, I just want to talk about how excited I am. Like, I need to know, like, what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think this is a boy or girl? I'm going to show you my belly. Let me see if I can get a good angle. So, I mean, you could literally tell. This isn't a very good outfit to wear to, like, show it off. But for the most part, like, my belly is out already. And I was actually pretty shocked that it was out like this, because obviously I'm not normally like this. I've gained about like 8 pounds, I think. And I know that's not very good, like, especially for the first 4 months. But I kind of think of it as in, like, I'm almost halfway through. And for me to gain 8 pounds, like, if I were to continue on with this trend, only gaining, like, let's just say I gained another 10 pounds, like, I could deal with, you know, gaining 20 pounds or so during my pregnancy. I believe last year I gained either 30 or 40. It'll probably be the same this time around, somewhere around there. I hope not. I hope I can like stay on track with this. Like I don't work out like that like I should, but I do try to eat better. I make sure I take my prenatals every single day. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. If you guys can tell, like, do you think my stomach sits high or you think it sits low? I feel like my stomach did sit high with my daughter last year, and of course she was a girl. So I'm not really sure how, I don't know how I look this time around. Like, I really don't know. I can't really tell because I don't really have any mirrors in here. I just have like my phone camera that doesn't really give that accurate of a view because like this don't even look like my shape from this camera. But yeah, you guys just let me know down below, please. Another major key, stay hydrated, okay? You really need to stay hydrated. I drink almost a gallon of water a day, but I love water. I know there's people that don't like water. I'm not one of those people. I can drink like 6 of these in a day. And yes, it keeps me running to the bathroom. And I have to have a hydro flask, or I have to have something that keeps my water cold, insulated, because I do not like warm water. That's a big no-no for me. Like it just makes me gag. Literally makes me gag. So I want to talk about something a little bit more serious, which is what I went through from, the first time I found out I was pregnant up until now. Right now, things have been fine the past week or so, actually. Like I haven't had any issues, no nausea. I'm in the 2nd trimester, so I haven't had any nausea this week. I did have a little bit of constipation, but I think it was because I was eating foods that weren't helping, like they weren't really digesting well in my stomach. So I know that that's my fault, and I know that I could have fixed that. But like I was eating stuff like mashed potatoes, baked beans, and sometimes baked beans are either like it's a hit or miss for me. Sometimes like if I eat baked beans, okay, we're good. And then sometimes it like makes things worse, and it'll like literally stop me up. And that's what it did this time. Like it stopped me up. And I ended up eating some Raisin Bran, Bran Flakes, because I don't like raisins. But I ended up eating some Bran Flakes and like that night. And then I had a bowel movement like an hour or so later, and then another one in the morning. So I was like, okay, cool. Got that under control. But in the beginning, I was having a few issues with my blood pressure. And at this point, like now that I'm looking back on it, I'm not sure if it was because I was anxious, nervous, and I was panicky because I was trying my hardest to get a doctor's appointment. And at that time, they weren't booking, because it was in June. This was in June when I found out, the end of June. I was trying to get an appointment, like, between 8-12 weeks, maybe at the latest, if even that. And they were like, no, we're not booking out till August. And I'm like, what? So like I literally went through my insurance, called every single doctor that I could possibly call. Some of them were saying, oh yeah, we accept your insurance, but we're not accepting any new patients using your insurance. So sorry. And I'm like, you accept my insurance, but because of God knows what, like you're not accepting any more patients using my insurance. Like that makes no sense to me. And to personally, like, I feel like it's discrimination. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just feel like it's discrimination. Because like, I'm like, is there a cap on how many people, whatever. So like they were telling me August, and I was like, that's too far out. So I was like, if I had I really wish I would have went back and like just accepted August. But my thing was, I thought I'll be able to find somebody that'll take me sooner. So like every day I was calling all these places, and I kept getting the same answer, to the point where I had to stop for a little bit. And then I stopped for a little bit, went back and tried to find some more doctors. Like I stopped for like maybe a week or so. Went to go find some doctors. Now they're talking about they're not scheduling out until September. Again, these are different people. I'm not calling the same people. Like I'm calling different doctor's offices all around me, like literally within a 15-mile radius of me. And I was getting the same answer. So I'm like, okay, I don't have a choice now. I'm going to have to go with September. So I chose a date of September 11th. I finally was able to, somebody was finally able to get back to me, first of all, because you can call all you want. If they're not going to answer, they're not going to answer. And that's just what it is. And it really sucks. I do think that, I'm not sure. Oh, I actually did. I did call my insurance to see if they can find somebody to, take me. And even they were having, no, they're not answering, or they said they'll get back. Like, you have to do this, you have to. I'm like, all right, y'all. I see how this is going. So, like, all in all, I was able to get my appointment for September 11th. That's booked. And I've been waiting since, like, the beginning of July, like, middle of July, maybe, something like that, for an appointment. And I was asking people, like, how long did you guys wait for your appointments? Like, literally waited, technically, if you want to say it, like 3 months. Technically, it was like 3 months until I was able to get one, and then I'm going to be going to it tomorrow. But I just don't know if that's the norm. Some people were trying to say that it was normal, like, oh, that's normal. Oh, well, you're already in July, so you might as well, it's only one more month. I'm like, that's a whole month of God knows what could happen. Like, but I had to just remember, like, to not freak out about that kind of stuff, not worry about it, because you're going to have a healthy, like, I have to tell myself, you're going to have a healthy pregnancy. You don't have to worry about anything. There's nothing that you need to worry about. You're going to have a healthy baby, all that. No matter what the gender is, like, it don't matter. You're going to be good. So I was just like, I just had to get myself together and just wait it out. But in the meantime, even though I was getting told to just be calm, relax, wait, I wasn't able to do that. And I kept on getting these chest pains. It would literally be like right here, and it would just feel like somebody's pressing down on my chest, or it'll feel like there's something throbbing here. And I was like, what do I do? Because, like, I looked online, and it said, like, reasons to go into the ER are, like, for if you, like, the main thing that I kept on seeing is if you're experiencing chest pain, you need to go in, because it could be signs of, heart attack. Your blood pressure could be high. Because the other issue was I was having those eye floaties. Like, literally, I'm sitting there and all I see is stuff floating around me. And I'm like, what the heck? Because I remember last year when I was actually diagnosed with gestational hypertension in the 3rd trimester. And I was feeling the exact same way that I was feeling back then. But it was worse because I had chest pain. And, like, the other thing that I was worried about was weight gain. Because I didn't lose any, like, okay, sorry. I had my baby. After the baby, like a week or two, I had lost all the baby weight. And then I kept losing weight. And I think it had to do with me breastfeeding. But I kept on losing weight. And I kept losing weight. And, like, I was pretty, I don't want to say skinny, but I was definitely not like how I was before I got pregnant. And I was just like, oh my God. But then I ended up gaining it back because, Harold's, Crispy Bite, McDonald's, all that. So I ended up gaining it back and then some. And I was worried that I was going to be too heavy, because I remember what was going on in the last trimester where they had to induce me because of breathing problems and stuff. And I'm like, I just don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, I'm freaking out about that. I ended up eventually going to the ER. They wouldn't take me to the pregnant people ER, the pregnant people's ER, because in my hospital there's a ER, regular ER, and there's one for the pregnant people, and they wouldn't accept me up there, even though my blood pressure was extremely high. Like, they checked it and it was high, and I was having chest pains. So they wouldn't take me. There was nothing I could do about it except for wait. I ended up waiting for a little bit. I felt better. Like, my chest pain had went away, and I ended up going home because they weren't taking me seriously. Then it just kept on happening. I kept worrying, and then I was like, I gotta go. I have to go up there, and if I have to wait, I have to wait. And that's what I did. And I went over to a different hospital, actually, and they actually took me seriously. And they just had me, I had to follow up, though, with a regular doctor. So I had to find a new PCP, because the other PCP I had, you could never get an appointment with her. It's just annoying. I'm like, okay, look, we need some more nurses in here, okay? Like, y'all need to go to school for that, because this is getting ridiculous at this point. Like, we need some more people. We need some more doctors. I'm gonna need y'all to get together, okay? Just kidding. No, I'm serious, though. But other than that, like, I went to see the other doctor. The other doctor said that, like, basically everything looks fine. And he was asking me questions like, do I have anxiety, this and that? And I'm like, I don't think I have anxiety. I do think that I am a little worried about the pregnancy because of my weight and because I haven't been able to see a doctor. And honestly, that could be why I was experiencing these chest pains. Like literally, that could be why, because it could have been linked to anxiety. So I just want to warn you guys, like, just try to take it easy as best as possible. Like, don't worry. You're going to have a good pregnancy. You're going to have a healthy pregnancy. Don't stress too much. So that had stopped in about August. That stopped in August. And the other issue that I was having, like, around the time, obviously August, because I wasn't going through several things at one time. It was like one thing was hitting me. So the next thing that I had an issue with was these very, very bad cramps. They did not feel like round ligament pains. They felt like period cramps. And that's what concerned me. Period cramps and then back cramps. It was like in both spots. I'm like, the whole point of being pregnant is to not get a period. Why am I still getting period cramps? So I went and posted in the baby group. I went and posted in Baby Center, and I asked people, like, you know, what is it? Like, I'm getting cramps to the point where I can't move. Like, I have to lay down. And if I don't lay down, I'm going to be standing there in pain. Like, I remember one time it hit me in the shower. I'm in the shower, and then it just back pain like crazy. It's like a radiant. It literally felt like labor or something. And I'm like, oh my God, just try to relax. Try to stay calm. No bleeding, just cramps. You know, I didn't have any bleeding. The only thing I had was discharge, normal amount of discharge that you get while you're pregnant. And that was about it. But those cramps were like terrible. I still don't know why I was getting cramps. I haven't really had them. I didn't have them this week. And I think they stopped like last week. They stopped towards the end of the week last week. So that was good. That was fine. But I mean, that pretty much sums up my first trimester to the beginning of my second trimester. It was mainly like the regular pregnancy symptoms. I did feel round ligament pains not early on, but like around the time that I should have felt it. I did feel it. But then I also had issues with chest pain. I was having a little breathing problems. I was like taking my inhaler more often. And I'm like, I don't take my inhaler like ever unless I'm running. So I wasn't sure why I had to take it, but I had to. And I had the back pain. I had the cramps. And yeah, that was about it. I mean, I did have my normal nausea feeling that went on for a few weeks. But it was not nearly as extreme as last year. Last year was bad. Not once did I throw up during that pregnancy. Not once did I throw up this pregnancy either. So I'm going to kind of try to stick it out and stay strong and not throw up again this time. So I can say I don't throw up while I'm pregnant. I get sick for sure, but I don't throw up. Another thing I want to talk about was there's this place called Women's Care Center. And it's in the Chicagoland area. I like them. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. I love them. I went the first time and they have to like confirm that you're pregnant. So I went the first time for a pregnancy test and they confirmed that I was pregnant. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I was talking and then I just got extremely dizzy, like out of nowhere. And I had to go lay down for a second. Pregnancy problems. But I think I said all that I had to say. You guys need to stay tuned to find out what the gender is. I'm not sure when I'm going to reveal the gender, how I'm going to do it. I'm not doing a gender reveal. That's just extra money. I just think that's so extra to have gender reveals. It's just, to me, it's not that serious. It's just like, what's the point? I don't know. That's just me. That's my opinion. You guys, I do like to see them, especially when they're like super creative, like stuff that doesn't cost any money. Like that one lady who like, they popped a balloon and there was nothing in the balloon. And then this other lady took off her wig and it was a blue wig, or blue or red. I don't know. That was hilarious though. I'm not gonna lie. That was really funny. But other than that, nah. I haven't even told family. I haven't told him, and I probably won't, because I told people to follow my YouTube channel. If you don't follow my YouTube channel, that's on you. So the only people that know are like very, very close family, or I mean, not even really very, very close. Like, I'm telling, like, literally 5 family members outside of my immediate family knows. And actually, I have a new my new immediate family is my husband and my daughter. But what I'm saying is, like, outside of my household, like, who I grew up with, like, they're the only ones that know for the most part. So I'm going to keep it that way, because I'll just see how it goes. I just want to see what would happen if I, like, quote unquote, hide my pregnancy and I just pop out with a baby. I'm not ashamed or anything, not at all. I'm very excited, very happy to be having another baby. It's just, I was getting a few weird reactions from people when I did say something. And I was just like, you know what? In order to keep myself sane, I'm just not going to say anything, because it's really no one's business. I mean, no, that sounds so bad. It's people's business, but it's more like, I don't need the extra judging, because yeah, I did have a baby last year, and I got another one this year, and did, like, what you want me to do? I mean, it like, I was like 8 months postpartum, or I was either 7 or 8 months postpartum when I found out that I was pregnant again. And that's life. That's what happens. Like, there's not much you can do about it once you're pregnant. So, I mean, yeah. So, alrighty then. I guess, y'all need to stay tuned. You guys need to stay tuned for an update on the gender. And I'll tell you how my doctor's appointment went. Can't wait.